So a lot of people ask me, how can I get high ranks? What is it that I can do to give you to get high ranks? And this is one of the most complicated questions that any SEO experts can answer, because there's two important facts I want to share before we dive into the factors. First, search engines do not rank websites. Search engines rank web pages. That, yes, the website have an authority that escalate down to the different pages, but in fact, when search engine show results, they show results of pages, not just all home pages. So every page of your website have its own identity and they have its own chances to rank on the search engine. And the second important fact is that there's not just one factor that determines your ranking. There is about 180 factors in each page that Google look into to determine who is going to be on that first page of Google. So I'm going to try to simplify this answer.
180 factors, Bassem? 180? That's crazy.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is why Google have the best search algorithm. They always deliver the best results.
Interesting. So it really does make it challenging for a small business.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm going to try to simplify those 180 factors in 3 pillars, so we can focus our efforts into where should we our hours and our effort into editing our website or optimizing our web presence. So the first pillar is popularity, or sometimes we call it authority. That means that how authoritative is your website? How trustworthy is your website? So that those factors, this pillar include factors like domain authority, page authority, total backlink, referring IPs, and if you have any backlinks from a .gov or a .edu, how people are linking to you. Do you have any press releases around the work you're doing? So basically, Google is trying to understand, are you a fly-by-night or you're a trustworthy business? So they put a lot of factors to determine, are you really authoritative? Are you a good source, a good trusted source for information? So that's pillar number 1. Pillar number 2 is relevancy. So does your website actually have the keyword that you want to rank for? A lot of times I talk to entrepreneurs and small businesses, and they want to rank for certain keywords. I look in their homepage and I can't find that keyword. It's not in the titles, it's not in the content, or it's mentioned one time. It's not really prominent in your website. So Google needs to understand that this page, this specific page, is exactly targeting this keyword, or it's around this keyword. So again, there is a lot of factors. That page title is a big one of them, the density of the keyword that you're targeting, the frequency of it, the prominences of it, how other internal linking pages linking to that page using that certain keyword, and also image tags and so many other factors in the relevancy portion. So what I'm trying to say here is that you're not going to rank for a keyword that is not on your website. That's just not how it works. The third pillar is social signals. Back in the day, which is 2 years ago, people spammed the search engines by building links and fake content and a lot of stuff that really, it's kind of the police and the thief game. So Google and the search engine is always trying to catch up to the spammers and what they're doing. So about 1.5 years ago, Google added a new factor in their search algorithm, which is called social signals. That is kind of what I call it, human verification. So if there is a page that have like 100 Facebook likes and 60 tweets and mentions and so on and so forth, that's telling Google 2 things. First, that 100 tweets or shares are usually made by humans, because spammers cannot really create that much of Facebook logins and Twitter logins. It's a little bit harder. And also that this page have human content or human appealing content that people are reacting to it. So people are sharing and tweeting and liking and having video views and all of that of the above. So that's really what shows the popularity. And one important question here, I want to ask yourself, are you utilizing Google Plus or not? From previous event, I find only about 30 to 40% of people using Google Plus for their business. I know it does not have a lot of traction when it comes to business, but Google Plus has recently became the spine cord of all Google properties. So your Google Analytics, your Webmaster Tools, your local listings, everything now is linked from Google Plus. And I gotta say, you gotta play by the rules. So Google is not gonna take you seriously unless you link all of this stuff into one property and have you verify your ownership and stuff like that. So make sure that if you're not using Google Plus today, this will be on your first to-do list after this webinar.
So that's really interesting, Bassem, because I think so many of us just feel a sense of overwhelm when it comes to social media, and Google Plus is just yet one more thing. And so we really haven't adopted it, and I think there's been sort of lackluster adoption. But it sounds like it's really critical for search engine optimization.
Absolutely. A lot of people feel that way. Even here at our company, we still kind of feel that way. We don't see the same traction from Google Plus as we see from LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. But again, if you're using any tool to manage your social media accounts, that's just an added step. So you're not going to be, you should not be managing every social media separately. Yes, that's the best practices, but for small business and entrepreneurs, you have to save the time. So look into social media tools like Hootsuite or other free versions to manage 3-4 accounts or channels of your social media in the same time. That's always recommended.
Mm-hmm. So listen, I've had a question from the audience here. Can you explain the Google Plus bit a bit further with respect to the whole social signals part of ranking higher?
Absolutely.
Just go on a little bit.
Absolutely. So if you guys remember back in the day, we used to have Google Business Center and we used to have Google Analytics separately, and we used to have Google Reviews separately and Google Webmaster separately. Now, all of these properties have been kind of unified and centralized into the Google Plus. So when I say use Google Plus, not just the sharing on Google Plus, but you have to consolidate all your identities within one profile. So your Webmaster tool, your Google Map listing, your analytics, your AdWords, all of this stuff have to be connected to your main Google Plus account and verified that you are the owner. That's basically what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Did that work?
So it's really a key part of your strategy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because Google is not going to really, I can't really speak in behalf of Google, but just thinking out loud, it's not going to take a website or a business seriously if they haven't verified their listing, if they haven't really connected their analytics to their Google Maps. Things like that is basically telling Google that this real human admin behind this site or this business, and he's interacting with users, he's verifying his phone number is local. So all of these signals are basically telling Google that this is not a deserted business or nobody touched it in 4 or 5 years. No, this is human verified, local phone number, we're getting reviews, we're getting stuff. So it's just telling Google that this is an active business. Really, that's what it's about.
Got it.
So a lot of people ask me on this slide too, which is more important? Where should I start? And I see a lot of entrepreneurs come and ask me, I'm like, oh, I'm doing social media so hard and I don't see a lift in my ranking. What's wrong and what's going on? So I just wanted to really prioritize those 3 channels to you. So when you put your effort, you actually put it into the biggest factors first that matter. So this percentage is by me. I can't say that it's certified by Google or anything, but as a SEO expert, I can add 2 cents in here. So I would say the popularity is one of the, or the most important channel or palette in this equation here. You have to focus on your backlinks, on your referral IP, have press releases going, optimize the links coming back to you. It's very important. And not too far from that is the relevancy. Google is not going to rank a website that does not have the keyword or have a broken link on the homepage or things like that. So take your website, an online presence very seriously if you want to Google to take you seriously. And least important in this is the social signals. Because just to explain it in an easier way, if you have a house to sell, before you start going out and tell people to come check my house, you have to fix your doors and windows. So before you tell people that, here, come check my content, fix your website, audit it, build links, and things like that. Social signal is like the cream on the cake. This is what's telling Google that, yes, this is a human verified site, this is a human engaging site, and so on and so forth. But do not start from social media and ignore the 90% of SEO.
It's interesting because I think so many people focus a lot of energy and effort on their social media as a way to build presence online, and yet it sounds like it's you have to do it, but it's certainly not the core piece of driving people to your website.
Exactly. I always tell people that social media is not a sales channel. If you approach it that way, you will be disappointed. Social media is an engagement and keeping your brand top of mind, top of a channel. But to get the sales, to get the leads, you have to be on the first page of Google. And doing social media have the lowest impact from these three pillars on getting you that high ranking.
Awesome. So we have a few more questions about Google+, but I know you're going to cover some more yet, so we'll come back to those maybe at the end. Stephen, Lois, Ashley, I know you're asking more questions. We'll just hold those to the end if that's okay. Go ahead, Bassem.
All right. Sounds good. So before we start the presentation, I want to share some exciting news with everyone. About 6 months ago, we launched our own SEO tools for entrepreneurs. It's basically a suite of 35 tools, all the way from how to do keyword research, how to spy on competitors, how to build links, how to check your ranking, and a lot more other features. All of that starting price, I think, $20 a month, and you can try it 30 days for free and no credit card required as well.
Awesome.
Sweet.
That's very cool. So some of what you're going to share today comes from those tools, I understand.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what we're going to talk about today is the 5 steps, the most important 5 ones you should take to outrank your competitors, including the site audit, the keyword research, how to build the authority, how to spy on your competitors, and also how to measure and check what's going on. And again, as Lisa said, all the screenshots we'll be sharing through the presentation is from it's from Green Lotus SEO tools. But you can apply the same steps using any other tools that you currently use or other paid tools as well.
So Bassem, I'm just going to jump in here and ask the audience what they've been doing so far to drive their ranking online on search engines. We'll just see what people are saying. If you can just participate in the poll, it looks like somewhere around 45%, 47% are saying so far they're doing nothing and that's why they're here. Another 40% are trying keyword research and trying to incorporate that into their site. 6% are blogging. Somewhere around 18 to 20% are saying social media. So that's sort of where the audience sits. It looks like, well, we've ended up at 30% nothing, 43% trying keywords, 4% blogging, and 24% social media. So interesting.
That's awesome. That's an interesting poll. Thank you so much, Lisa. So let's dive in. So the first step is you have to do is to figure out what's wrong with your website. Again, before you sell your house, before you invite people to come to your house, you got to fix the doors and windows. So the 2 big tools that we're talking about, and again, those screenshots are from Green Lotus SEO tools, is first the site audit. So when you run a site audit, a lot of tools have many different things they check on, but with Green Lotus tools, we check about 35 points. So the site audits will tell you if you have duplicated title tags, if you have missing title tags, if you have any description that exceeded the recommended length of 160 characters, is your XML sitemap is submitted and found on your website. So we run about 35 points check on your website to tell you exactly what's wrong. And if you click on any of those errors, the tools will expand and actually tell you what pages exactly are those and where is the error in those pages. And the other most important thing is to figure out the broken links. So we have a separate tool just to just to index and tell you what's wrong with your links. So as you can see in that screenshot, there is 51 broken internal links. There are 3 external links that are broken, and there's 1 image link that is broken as well. So you can tell that the tool is scanning internal link, external link, and also links attached to images. So before you start talking about optimization or talking about my demographics or what the content I should be targeting, your website has to be top-notch. At least nothing is broken and you follow all the recommended guidelines for title tags and description and have your XML sitemap submitted. So this is your baseline. This is the foundation of everything. Remember, you're not going to go too far if your website is not top-notch. No matter how much you optimize or build links, but if your website has poor usability or poor user experience, you're not going to go far with that strategy. Step number 2.
All of those things, Bassem, sorry, just go back for a minute. All of those things could be done manually, right? But it sounds like it would be quite a job.
Exactly. If you have 2 days to go through every single page of your website and click on every single link and check every single title, absolutely go for it and save some money. But if you don't have the time and you want a smart tool to manage it for you, use our tool or any other tool in the market to quickly scan your website. So the benefit of using, in general, an SEO tool is that saves you the time. So it scans the website as search engines scan your website. It accesses your website with no special access request, but accesses exactly like the search engine accessing your website, so they will see the same error that a search engine will see.
So all of these things, I think people know they need to have a clean working website, but a lot of times things get broken or things are not properly set up in the first place, and you just make an assumption that it's fine. And so lots of things that we need to be thinking about.
Absolutely. And step number 2 is to choose the right keyword. This is actually a big dilemma that a lot of people don't really get and have a little bit of misconceptions around it. But for the majority of it, your product or your service is not what you think it is. Your product or your service is what your audience is calling it. And that is a huge difference in the way of thinking. Just an experience from my time at the Toronto Star, we used to call new homes and new detached homes and any project coming into the city, we'll call it new projects. And we talk that way in office, and we also talk that way on our website. But from the eyes of search engines, new project could be a high school project, could be a highway project, what project, right? But when we did our keyword research, we found out that people call it new home development or new detached homes, or like they call it exactly what it is. So just changing, when we change new projects to new home development on the Toronto Star New and Homes website, just for changing one single keyword, we caused more than 35% increase of organic ranking and search organic visits within 6 months, just for changing one single keyword. So again, do not use industry jungle. Do not use office language on your website. Dive into what is a keyword. So how do we do keyword research, right? Like I'm telling you, do not use what you think you should use, but what to use. What are the important factors that matter when choosing a keyword? So again, this screenshot is from it's from Green Lotus tools, but we basically put all the important factors in one row for you. So the first row is the global search. So we're telling you how much search volume this keyword gets average on a month in a global base. And then the second column is the local search. And you can change the settings into Green Lotus tools to give me local results from Canada or US or whatever country you want. The third column is the bid competition. That information is, the first 2 columns, information is from Google Keyword Planner. The third one is from Google AdWords. It's telling you how fierce is the competition war on that keyword. So you get to understand how much of a war is going on in this keyword. The search trend, that information is coming from Google Trends. So it's basically telling you what is the seasonality for this keyword every month, or sorry, every chart in here is representing every month. So as you can see, we got you 4 pieces of information. One of some of the most important pieces you can decide on which is more important keyword in one column without the need to open 3-4 different windows. The last column here is the KEI. KEI is a new metrics we invented, and it's called, it stands for Keyword Effectiveness Index. And it's basically a correlation between the search volume and the bid competition rate. So ideally, we want to find a keyword where it was high search volume and a low to moderate bid competition, because that will be the best odds that we will have to rank higher on that keyword. So if you notice, the second keyword does not have as high search volume, but it have a higher KAI just because the competition volume is a little bit lower. So when you choose your keyword, choose it carefully. Don't choose the most competitive keywords out there, because there is a big war happening around them, but choose a less competitive keyword so you have better chances on ranking on these keywords. And another tool to use to figure out your keyword, to spy in competitors. I don't actually know if any other SEO tools have that feature, but within our tools, instead of putting a keyword, you put the competitor URL, and the tool will go scan your competitor website and report on the most used keywords on their website, and actually use the same algorithm to tell you which keywords are using more, and what's the search volume, what's the competition rate, and what's the search trend. I want to really focus on this point, because this is the foundation of everything you're going to do for SEO for the next like 5-6 years. Because if you choose your keywords wrong, then you're ranking for something that you don't want. So spend a lot of time researching. Don't take any fast decisions. Ask your audience, what do you call my service? Call your mom. I'm like, Mom, what do you know about my business? Things like that. Ask people who don't really have any knowledge about what you do, and ask them, if you're looking for someone like me, what would you search on Google? And from there, take those keywords, put it on any search or keyword research tool, and try to get better numbers as well.
Awesome. Just go back for 1 minute, Bassem. There's a question from the audience here. Stephen's asking, are the global and local search volumes taken from Google AdWords Keyword Planner, and would we get the same results if we search these keywords in Google AdWords?
That is correct. This Green Lotus Tools is connected via API connections with Google AdWords and Google Keyword Planners and Search Trends, because they have an open available IP address, API access. So instead of you going and opening 3-4 screens, we just got you all the information in one column, basically.
So you can see it all in one place, and you're not pulling stuff into spreadsheets and stuff, trying to figure it out.
Exactly, and that's actually lead us to a feature in our tool. Do you guys see the basket icon? I know it's a little bit poor graphic. It looks like a lot, but it's a basket. But this actually, if you like a keyword, you click on this, and this keyword would be saved on your Green Lotus account on the cloud forever. So you don't have to download all this data in an Excel sheet, because I used to do that. I used to spend 5-6 hours doing keyword research, save everything in an Excel sheet, and then 3-4 months from now, I'm trying to find that Excel sheet and I can't find it. Then I waste another 3-4 hours to do the same task again. But not with Green Lotus SEO tools. You actually could save any keyword that you like on the cloud in your account, and it will be there for you forever. So at any time you want to write a new blog post or anything like that, you don't have to do the same task over and over again. It's saved for you on the cloud.
That's powerful. You know, some of this seems so overwhelming, Bassem. You know, there's so many steps to doing this right. Will this tool, assuming that somebody purchases a product like yours, will the tool help you rank better and sort of guide you through that process so that you're not wasting time? You know, or doing it wrong?
I can't speak about other tools, but for Green Lotus tools, just to be clear, an SEO tool of this caliber have all the search and monitoring and recommendation capability, but is not going to access your website and fix your website on your behalf and submit your website to million sites. It gives you all the access points and all the steps that you need to take, but at the end of the day, there's no magic. You have to take this recommendation, you have to take this learning and apply it to your website and your presence. So you don't expect to get my tool or any other tools. I don't even think other websites and other experts, they promise you the moon and you're going to be on the first page of Google, but nobody can make that promise, and nobody can actually guarantee that because they're not Google. But what I can tell you is that this tool will allow you to gain the knowledge you need. So it will help you for this business or any future business. Because if you know how to do SEO, if you take the time and you became passionate about it, it will benefit you for the long term, not just for this business, for any coming business ideas that you're going to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. The tool is only one step in the process. You got to actually use the tool and look at the data and read the analytics and figure out how you need to tweak things for your business.
Absolutely, and thank you for clearing this point out. It's very important. It's very important to understand that you still have to do the heavy lifting, but you're doing the heavy lifting based on insights, based on reports, based on numbers. So most likely the outcome will be positive. That's the whole idea.
Okay.
So we're going to move to step number 3. Remember, the big first pillar we talked about is authority and popularity. So let me explain something. So if I'm an accountant and I have a website and then I'm talking about tax rules, and at the end of the article I say, to learn more, click here to go to the government website to read more about this. So in this case scenario, who is more authoritative on the topic, you or the government website? That would be the government website, because you are linking to the government website saying there's more information there. So what we're trying to do here is that we try to reverse engineer this process and make as many people and as many websites link into us using the service keyword that we target to say, this website knows accounting, check accounting in Toronto, things like that. That's what we're trying to reinvent or do to have more sites linking to us. So there's 2 ways of building links. There's the traditional way of submitting your websites to search engines and local search engines and e-commerce sites and contents and press releases. And as you can see on the lower part of the screen, our tool have a submission tool to it. It will help you to submit your websites to search engines, and also have a lot of recommendations for local search engines and local directories as well. So there's, for North America, it's different than South Africa, it's different than Asia. So you will have an idea which sites are more relevant to you. Not just this, that the tool will track your have your link being successfully submitted or not. Was this link submitted manually or automatically? And the tool will go back and report for you, have your efforts resulted in a successful link or not. This is the more traditional way of building links, but let's take a more aggressive look at it. I always say start where the top people ended. We do not need to reinvent the wheel here. So pick up a very strong competitor in your industry. And using the Green Lotus tools, you will be able to spy on the competitor and actually figure out who is linking to your competitor. So if you take a look at the top portion of the screenshot, so you will see that we are monitoring 5 websites, and for example, that page is linking to 3 of the 5 competitors I'm tracking. Just this simple piece of information telling me 2 important things, 2 important things. First, that this page that have 4 out of 10 Google page rank, which is very high quality, or medium, let's say medium quality, that page is very relevant to what you're doing without even clicking on it. Why? Because it's linking to 3 of the 5 competitors I'm tracking. And if my competitor is doing the exact same business I'm doing, then this page got to be relevant to what I'm doing. So a link from this page will be really beneficial. Second of all, that since this page is linking to three of the five competitors that I'm checking, more likely this website will accept a link from me too, because they already link into my competitor. So instead of spending a lot of time and finding high quality backlinks or hiring an offshore company to build links, spy on your competitor. These are the links that are making your competitor outrank you. So find out where they're getting their top high quality links, and most likely those links that they're getting, you can also submit your website to. So when you do competitor spying and when you build links, let's do it more smartly. Let's save time. When the tool run and recommend you 100 link or 200 links to submit your website to, now you don't have to waste time searching for websites to submit your website to. All you have to focus your effort is actually contacting those webmasters or going on the website and find a way to add your website to their website or directory. And it's all about, because SEO is a hideous, I get it, it's a hideous long task. But let's save the most amount of time and let's not figure things on our own and spy on competitor and follow best practice to get you the most results in the shortest amount of time. Now I'll move to step number 4. The ultimate way to figure out that any strategy, any online marketing strategy is working or not is by the amount of sales and phone calls. But since I can't take a look into that and we cannot quantify that, we're going to talk about other metrics that really can show in a report and actually tell us if this is moving in the right direction or moving in the wrong direction. So the indication number 1 is the number of organic visits coming to your website. And you can get that number from your Google Analytics. You can see if your traffic is moving up or down. But one of the most important factors is your keyword ranking. How do you check if your keyword is moving up or moving down? Are you actually being indexed, or your website have dropped off search engines? Have you been penalized? What's impacting? How is your listing showing on the search engines? So with Green Lotus tools, we have a very effective keyword tracking tool. Not just that it tracks your ranking, but it will also tell you if you or your competitors that you're tracking have ranked as an organic listing, as an ad, as an image, as video, as news, as a Google Places, or shopping. So we're tracking all the 6 verticals for any search engine, not just Google. For any search engine, we'll tell you if you or your competitor is spending money on this keyword. If you or your competitor have a video showing, because remember, not just only websites rank on Google search results, videos also rank on search results. So you got to monitor that and see if a video from your YouTube channel actually ranking on the search engine. So as you can see here, so I'm just going to talk about the first result, Accounting Courses Toronto. So this result have ranked in 2 different ways. Rank number 9 as an organic and rank number 31 as a paid ad. So 31 means page 4, position number 1. Every page have 10 results. So position number 31 will be the first result on the 4th page, and so on and so forth. If you go to the second to last keyword, Office Administration Training Toronto, you will see the icon that shows local. So that means that this website ranked as a Google listing, not just the typical link and description. No, this is ranked as a Google listing, Google Map listing, and it showed in a map as well on top of the search engine. And those local listings have high click-through rate and high call-through rate because the phone number shows right there as well. So you need to understand what's your ranking, but not just what's your ranking. How is your website is actually ranking? Which page, which type of result is showing from your website? And as you can see, there are some areas moving up and down. This is showing you the difference between this scan and the last scan we did for you. Is your keyword are moving up or moving down? So you got to understand everything about how is your website ranking on Google, because these are all indications to show is your strategy working or it's failing.
So, sorry, maybe I missed it, but how long does it normally take to see if you're moving in the right direction? Is it a month or 6 months?
There's no straight number for that, but I would say 3 to 6 months. You can't edit your website today and expect to wake up tomorrow and see results, but you always have to give time to come and index your website, throw your website into the sandbox to evaluate what's happened, and after that, they will be giving you the results. And even that, they will still be testing you. So one time, they will put you on position #1 and see if people are clicking on you or not. If so, you will keep your ranking. If not, they will drop you. So it's a very complex system, but overall, to have a review after 3 months and have another review after 6 months will show you if the overall is moving up or down.
Yeah, it's like anything. You always have to be monitoring and tweaking.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Your job's never done, I would assume.
No, our website is never done. That's what I say. The last thing here is, again, as we talked about, is the measuring the success of your plan. This is a case study of Oak Valley Decor. It's an online business, brand new website, so they had no authority, they had no domain age, they opened from scratch, and within 4 months of using the tools and doing proper SEO optimization, he was able to outrank 3 of his competitors and generate $8,000 in sales without spending $1 in marketing. Oak Valley Decor sells home decorative items and statues and stuff like that. So $8,000 without spending $1 is a pretty good deal. And as you can see, the tool will tell you, as you can see on the right side, it will tell you how many keywords on the top first position, how many keywords in the top 10, which is the first page, how many keywords in the top 20, which is the first 2 pages. And also seeing here that the client is tracking his ranking on Google.ca and Google US. So with Green Lotus tool, you can actually track your ranking on 250 plus search engines and local search engines. So as you can see, eliminates his Florida Light Hills ranking #1 on Google.ca and #5 on Google Washington, DC. So again, go Google these keywords and find if he actually ranking for them and see if this is working for him or not. He's one of our early adopters that joined in the very early stage of launching our tools, and very proud of his results as well. All right, I want to kind of recap and just give you guys a little bit of breather here. In case this was too fast moving for you, and in case that you didn't get all the information that you wanted to get out of this, our tool has this unique feature which is called DIY Do-It-Yourself SEO Checklist. As you can see, there is 7 categories. Within these 7 categories, there is about 200 plus detailed SEO tasks. I'm expanding on one of them, how to do keyword research. So the tool explains to you how to do the task and also give you what the tool you should be using to accomplish this task. Once you finish this task, you check it and you close, and as you can see right here that the tool is tracking your progress. So every time you log into the tool, you know what you have done and what you have to do next. And this is actually another challenge that entrepreneurs and startups face, not just the not having the full knowledge of SEO, but as an entrepreneur, you go to a conference, you learn 1 or 2 tips, you go home and do them, but then what to do next month, what to do next year. And this is a bigger challenge actually for entrepreneurs to keep consistent plan and actually put their time where it matters. So a tool like this DIY checklist will focus you, so you don't have to do a task twice, and you always know what you have done and what you have to do next. Then we're going to talk about, oh, go ahead, Lisa.
No, I'll hold the question to the end. Keep going.
All right. Now we're going to talk about how to keep the momentum going. As Lisa said, a job is never done, but to spice things up and how to actually get some momentum going on your website. So there's nothing more that search engine like than fresh content. Every time you post something new, it's like a hungry beast. They come index it within like 2-3 hours, and they quantify the quality. And fresh content is also a signal of a lively business. If your website have not changed for the last 5 years, what do you think Google think about you? Maybe this business bankrupt and nobody closed the website. This is more likely what they're going to be thinking. But if you have a new fresh post every month or bi-weekly, this shows the search engines that you are alive, you're interacting with your clients, you provided high value. For that, I'll give you high ranks. So always provide more content, and also start sharing your content on social media. And remember when we talked about the social signals, this is where it comes to play. After you optimize everything, after you start publishing weekly or monthly posts, now we start to get the social signals going. The second point is implement an email newsletter strategy, because once you get those shares and once you get these likes, you want to engage with your clients. There's two types of conversion. There's soft conversion and there's hard conversions. Getting someone to join your newsletter, we call this a soft conversion. It's not a direct sale, but we always say money is in the list. So always try to boost engagement as much as possible to keep on top of mind for all your audience. You want to be appearing as the subject matter of expertise in whatever industry you're using. And I gotta say, when we switch our system to constant contact, and actually when you sign up for the tools, all the listens and the follow-ups and all the tips that you will be receiving will be using constant contact, we notice about 22% increase in our open rate and click-through rate. And considering standards in the industry, this is a huge lift for us. And so I gotta recommend, like, not just use an email marketing strategy, use a very good email marketing platform. And just keep going. This is nonstop. Consistency is the key to success, basically.
Well, thanks for that plug, Bassem.
Oh, absolutely.
All about staying in constant contact.
Yeah, it's like I gotta say, it's just a testimonial that our business have seen that lift, and we're very grateful for it as well.
You know, I think it's interesting because we're talking about search engine optimization, and we're talking about drawing people to your website or to different pages on your site. But at some point, you got to capture them once they're there, and that's where email can come in as a way to do that, and then continue the conversation over time.
Absolutely. You always want to take the conversation a step forward, not just come and read my helpful tips. No, join my newsletter to get more. Join my newsletter to get my white paper. As you can see, if you go to Green Lotus website, we will ask you to start your 30-day free demo, but you're in the same time like joining our newsletter, and you're getting helpful tips on SEO, and you'll get a single tip every week to help you manage your account. So it's always about taking the conversation a step further. That's how usually online marketing works.
Well, thanks for that.
One of the things that we get asked a lot, so you said that some of the things that you use in your tools are available out there, and some of them I can use for free, and some of them I have to pay for. So is using Green Lotus a cost and a time saver? I gotta say, like, we put a lot of effort into this tool, but we can't claim that we have reinvented the wheel. We got all the good wheels in one place and made it cheaper, and that's really the strategy behind the Green Lotus SEO tools. So our tools integrate with Google Webmaster Tools, Google Analytics, Moz, which is one of the biggest SEO tools, but to join Moz, it's the minimum monthly charge is like about 130 Canadian or something like that. Ahrefs, which is the largest index of backlinks. This is where we get the data from to spy on your competitors. Compete and Alexa. And also the tool, as I mentioned, integrate with Constant Contact, and you will have automated reports coming to you. So instead of opening 6 windows to get a single piece of information, we designed Green Lotus SEO tools to give you all the data you need in one place for a very affordable price. Our entrepreneur startup prices starts from $20 a month. So with that, I would like to thank everyone who attended this webinar. And I really appreciate that you taking the time out of your day to listen to our presentation. And to thank you for that, we would like to offer you 3 months free on any 12-month subscription using the promo code eLearning. So if you buying the tool is different than signing up for the free trial. So the 30-day free trial is available to you at any time. But if you want to get 3 months free, you will have to get upgrades and get buy the tool and apply the coupon to get the discount, and you have that offer available to you till tomorrow afternoon, sorry, tomorrow 5 p.m.
That's awesome,
And thanks,
Bassem.
everyone.
Yeah, so we have some questions for you, Bassem, and I know you're willing to answer them. While we do that, I just want to, I'm just pulling up these questions and figuring out what to ask you, but while we do that, I just want to make a similar offer, and that Constant Contact offers a free 60-day trial of our software, and I'd love to make that offer to you. So there's going to be a follow-up email go out where we'll reiterate this offer from Bassem, and we'll also invite you to try out Constant Contact for free should you wish to continue the conversation with people once you actually have them to your website. So we have a question here. Dawn says, this has been a very helpful webinar. I realize how much I don't know. At what point should I do it myself, and when should I just hire the help of an agency like Green Lotus?
I gotta say, time is money, right? So if your time doing sales or doing product development is generating you more money than what would you spend with an agency, yes, absolutely do that and let an agency do the SEO optimization for you. And since you asked that question, our full service SEO plan starts from $450 a month. And all our products have no contract, no cancellation fees, and pay as you go, because we understand that the only way to keep a client is by providing quality service. If you are a startup and you're not generating sales and things are tight a little bit now, I think the $12, $20 a month is not a big hit to your budget, and it will also take you a little bit of time investment on your part to learn and do SEO. So again, what's your time worth? If it's worth a lot more than learning something new and diving into it, hire someone to do it for you. If you're still a startup in the very beginning, early stages, and things are tight, use an SEO tool and try to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm. So on the time issue, how much time should you be dedicating to search engine optimization if you are doing it yourself?
I understand that as an entrepreneur, you're wearing multi-hats and you're doing so many different things. But out of the 40 hours you work in a week, if you give only 2 hours to SEO, 2 to 3 hours to SEO a week, I think you will be causing big difference within 3 to 6 months. The only key here is consistency. You don't do just one task and like, oh, let's see what this is going to happen. No, you always have to be editing, fixing, writing content, doing things that matter, and you can't quit. So the key success is 2 hours a week forever.
So it's interesting though. I would have expected you to say more than that actually. So I'm surprised that it's so low, but it's really about being at it every week to drive different results.
Exactly.
So it sounds like the average entrepreneur or small business marketer could do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen it over and over again. Oak Valley is a huge importer and exporter. He doesn't really spend that much time on SEO, but when he do spend time on SEO, he do the right things and he invests his time in the most appropriate tasks that should be done.
Mhm. Mhm. That's awesome. What about coming back to that question that was asked earlier? How long does it typically take to see results, assuming that you are spending your 2 or 3 hours a week?
We actually did a case study after 5 months of launching the tools, and we asked people how much time they spend on SEO, and we find that about 67% spend 2 hours or more. So we dig down more into those 67% of people who spend 2 or more hours a week, and we found that 82% of those people have doubled or tripled their organic ranking and visits within 6 months. So
wow.
Will it work? It will work because you're not scamming the system. You're doing optimizing content. You're fixing with your website. There's no shortcut into this. But
Mm-hmm.
if you spend the time, you will gain the rewards for sure.
And it's just experimenting and trying, looking at the results, trying something different.
Absolutely.
So a couple of questions about backlinks. Sorry, here it is. Do we have, so how do backlinks work? Who do we trust? And how do you increase backlinks?
Backlinks are very touchy, wishy-washy kind of topic because a lot of spammers and scammers have spammed the system for years. So the bad backlinks is the ones that you buy. So when you see an email coming to your inbox, pay us $10 and we'll submit your website to 1,000 websites and search engine, those are the bad ones. But the good ones are the ones that you submit manually, or you talk to the site admin and call that business. I see you're linking to my competitors. Can you add a link to my website too? Or finding local directories and submit your business and verify your email address, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
The good quality links are the ones that take time, just in general. The automatic link farms and the automatic link buying, that's the worst thing you can do because you can hurt yourself. We actually have a big client, one of the major institutes of education here in the city, and they have done this practice about 3-4 years ago, and when we started doing SEO for them, we didn't see anything moving, and we did a deeper dive. We found more than 3,000 toxic backlinks, and for that, it slowed their progress forever. So don't do something that might hurt you in the future. Do links the slowest, more manual way. Those are the best links. And if you have any relationship with the government or an educational institute and you can get a .gov or a .edu link, those links are worth 1,000 links. So start from those. Absolutely. Start from those and also use a spying tool to figure out what are the top quality links that are pointing to my competitors. And again, if you find a top quality link into your competitors, that means two things. First, that this website is relevant to what you do as well, and a link from it that will be high relevance. And second, that this website might accept a link from you as well because it's linking to your competitors. So do things the smart way, basically.
So Marianne is asking a question that I imagine other people are wondering about. Does your company have a workshop or a webinar to show how to use your tools? A little more in-depth knowledge?
Yeah. We do a few things. We already have 2 recorded webinars in our website, and we have 3 how-to videos. And if you are in the Toronto GT area, we try to host a hands-on SEO bootcamp once a month. So again, join our newsletter, and you will be updated with all this information. And also, when you sign up for your free trial, you will be getting an email a week with a simple tip, a simple task to do to get you going on the tool. So we do have a lot of resources, and we're building it as well.
That's awesome. One more last question, and then if you have other questions after the webinar, you're certainly welcome to reach out to either myself or to Bassem, and our contact information will be in the follow-up email. But one last question is the assumption, because you keep referring to Google, so is the assumption that search engine optimization should focus on Google? Do other search engines matter?
Well, Google have the biggest share of the cake. So Google have, I think, about 82% of searches happening online happens on Google. Bing and Yahoo have actually doubled their market share in Canada last year from 6 to 12%. And all other search engines share about 4%, AOL and MSN and all the other search engines. But generally speaking, whatever applies to Google apply to the other search engines because Google have the most strict algorithm. So whatever works for Google will absolutely work for other search engines.
Okay, well, good to know. And it strikes me that if you're on a search engine that maybe has less traffic, that you might actually have better results too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's and Bing is less restrictive about some factors, and you might have a better results on Bing. And that's another way you should be using an SEO tool to compare your ranking on Google versus Bing. We recently added YouTube as a search engine so for the first time in Canada, you can actually measure your video ranking on YouTube. We recently added a new feature to measure your ranking on mobile devices. If you guys know about the recent update about Google mobile-friendly websites, so if you have a mobile-friendly website, you will get higher ranks on mobile, Google Mobile. So now you can compare your ranking versus Google.ca regular and Google.ca mobile. Things like that, you need a SEO tool to kind of grab and get you all of this information under one roof, so you kind of get the big picture like more quickly.
That's awesome. Really great information today, Bassem. Thank you so much. I know I've had some feedback on the question list here of people saying how helpful it's been. So thank you for being here today and providing this information. And as I said, for the audience listening, we will follow up with an email. You will get a copy of the recording that has the visuals as well, and we'll include Bassem's contact information in that. As you exit the webinar today, you will be asked to complete a survey. Please do that for me and provide your feedback for us so that we know how to proceed going forward, okay? Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for joining us, Bassem, and we look forward to the next time.
Thank you, Lisa, so much. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully I'll see all of you again very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.